Really one of the nice things.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's amazing. That's a great feeling when when you teach someone and they really progress and grow as communicators, and then you're able to, it feels good. Like you did something really good for those students. And every once in a while, a student from a couple years ago will come and say hello to me and give me a note and say, "Thank you so much. Your class really meant a lot to me." And so, sometimes we don't think that we are impacting students' lives, but sometimes we do. Sometimes they really enjoy our classes, and it has an impact on their lives and what they decide to do and how they pursue their dreams. So, being a teacher is a lot of responsibility. I think you need to be, a responsible person. You need to carry yourself with dignity and respect, and you
Right,
have to have a lot of empathy and caring for others, for your students. So
right,
it's a challenging job, but it's very rewarding.
right. Actually, teacher is not only teacher. Like you're the teacher, you are the one of the facilitators. You're one of the
Yeah.
mentors. You are one of the career guide, like career counselor for them. You can guide them because
Yes.
when student comes and at the time we have to suggest them so many things regarding to their career also. In starting, they are coming for learning English, but when they explore the things, when we suggest them to watch something on YouTube, when they find the things about English and they find the progress, how can we have progress? At that time, the main learning starts. Means we have to suggest, yeah, it can give you that. If you do that, you will get that. So that's how we are working as a mentor, as a facilitator, and we are guiding so many things to them. Okay,
Yeah.
I have a question for you here.
Okay.
As you do not any language, just you know English language and you
Yeah.
know like Korean. So it might be a bit hard for you when you teach English. How do you teach English to students?
My experience is mostly teaching Korean students, right? So I can identify some of the challenges that Korean students have, certain pronunciation problems, grammar problems. I can easily identify those now because I have a lot of experience teaching Korean students. And so it's easier for me to teach a Korean student than, let's say, a Chinese student, because a Chinese student, I don't know the alphabet. I don't know any Chinese at all. So it's really hard for me to identify certain challenges or weaknesses that they might have. And with Korean students, I have a lot of experience. So I feel very comfortable teaching Korean students.
Okay, it means you teach those students who are struggling in this language,
Hmm.
right? Pronunciation and grammar and many more things are there. Like you do not teach those people who are totally beginner. Is it?
Yeah, well, I don't focus on grammar. I mean, my students know grammar. I think it's the same in India as well. When you're a student, a high school student in India or Korea, you study for the test because you have to take a very difficult grammar test. English test is part of your college entrance exam, right? And
Right.
so Korean students know the grammar, but when they speak, they don't use it properly. So what I do is a lot of speaking exercises. I'm like, you need to talk. You don't need to study more grammar. That's what I tell my students. I'm like, you don't need the grammar. You need the experience talking. And they don't want to talk because they're afraid of making a mistake. And I told them, who cares if you make a mistake? It doesn't matter. You're not gonna.
It happens with
Yeah.
my students.
Yeah, I mean, it's like teaching someone swimming, right? I mean, I could, if I wanted to teach you how to swim, I could give you like 10 books, read these books about swimming. But when you jump in the water, those books are not going to help you. The only way to learn how to swim is by getting in the water and having someone kind of hold you, and then slowly you learn how to swim by doing it, but you don't learn how to swim by reading books about swimming. And language is the same thing. You don't learn language by reading grammar books. You learn a language by doing what you're doing, which is having conversations with people, many people, every day, different conversations, practicing using the language, um, doing some reading, but not reading grammar books, reading like, cricket scores, sports news, or whatever you're interested in. Those are the things that you should be reading in English. And so many people think you have to study grammar to learn English. It's like, you don't really need to, because like you're going to internalize the grammar naturally when you talk to a native speaker. Like I don't know all the rules of grammar necessarily. I know more than most people because I'm a teacher. But before I was a teacher, I didn't know grammar names like, gerund and infinitives. Like, I don't know what that is, but I knew how to use them because I'm a native speaker. It's intuition. And what students need is intuition, and they need to internalize that. And it's about pattern recognition, recognizing patterns of language that you can create your own language. You can make your own sentences, but you understand the fundamental structure. But you don't need to understand the deep structure. That's not necessary. And you don't need it.
Same thing I follow, and same thing I suggest, and same thing I followed in my journey.
Good
It
for you.
is it is going to be 3 years in December, when I will be completing 3 years with this language, and I was totally beginner before that.
Hmm.
So when I started my English journey, so at the time what I did, I learned basic things like only sentences, nothing. Some of the modals, passive, nothing else. I did not go in deep. As you were saying, na, gerund and all. Still, I don't know, but I know how to use unknowingly, because after that, what I did, I was starting talking with the people. Just doesn't matter. I'm speaking right or wrong. Just start speaking, and that I did. And because of that practice, I'm able to communicate with you. I'm able to understand you, and I have communicated
Right.
with many people. And believe me, I have spoken in front of 60 people. Like, I want to be a small public speaker, a big public speaker. You can say whatever you want to say, but
Yeah.
I want to speak at least in front of hundreds of people one day.
Wow.
So
Good for
yeah.
you. You will. Someday you will, Todd, you will speak in front of 150 people or more, maybe 500 people.
Hmm.
But I mean, the reason that you're so successful is because you made a decision. You said, I'm not going to be afraid. I don't care if I make a mistake. I'm just going to try, and I'm going to work through it, like move through the uncomfortable part, you know? Um it's like exercise, when people play football, and if everybody runs and then they go, I'm tired, I quit, you cannot improve. You have to run until you're very tired, and then you have to keep running. And that's how you build muscle and stamina, and that's it. I mean, it's just like exercise. You
We
have
need,
to be uncomfortable
yeah,
sometimes.
we need consistency for that. Whatever you want to achieve, just consistent. What I know. And actually, what happened a few days ago, I was giving one presentation in one of the organizations, and there were around 15 or 20 people. So I was giving a speech, and there were so many people, and I was really happy. Out of five, there were six categories, and
Hmm.
in five I got out of five, means 5 marks out of five. In one
Wow.
I got, so I was really amazed, because every day I'm giving some hours to my English. Doesn't matter. Like, I watch videos on YouTube, I talk with the people, I teach my student, and every day